Just add lightness, right? Nothing but the essentials. Hello, hello, hello. Good day. So we are going to take a look at Mount Vernon today. Very exciting. This is part, 2 or 3 or so of the explicit I'm still at Fort Lee video series here. And by explicit, I mean nothing explicit really. I don't know. Stupid word to say. Okay, so we're gonna walk in here. So I actually got tour time booked, and we're gonna be able to see the whole state. Then after that, gonna go over to the distillery nearby and see that as well. I need to pick up a couple bottles over there for a friend of mine, and yeah, that's about it, I suppose. There's a beautiful drive here, so let's go see what's going on. Oh, Old Vega. The Washington family is taking COVID seriously. Ooh, first view of the mansion. Let's see. Looks like they have a little food truck set up. Probably just starting. Unfortunately, I need to get up there pretty soon for the tour, so lunch will have to wait. Of course, face coverings are a thing here in social distancing, just like anywhere else. Lots to see. I'm very happy that I bought this ticket a week or so ago. They do have a military discount, by the way. I think it saved like $6 or so. So that's cool. Monticello was completely free. Mount Vernon is not. If you have some other information on that, let me know. But there was a discount on the website, so maybe that's just different. Either way, so happy that I booked that a week ago, because they are currently sold out until 4 o'clock. So I'd have to wait an extra 4 hours to take the tour. And yeah, I mean, I guess I'd have time for lunch at that point, but still. It's a bit of a walk up into the mansion area. So we're gonna take a little stroll. I'm sure we'll see some stuff on the way, and then get started on the tour of the Mount Vernon mansion.
15 original buildings here at Mount Vernon that date to George Washington's time. Wood and brick do not do well over hundreds of years untended, so those buildings have all been heavily restored to keep Mount Vernon looking the exact same way it did when George Washington lived here. He might have been the most famous man in the world. He kept track of who came to stay with him and how long they stayed, and he recorded a record high number of visitors to Mount Vernon the year after the presidency. And in the calendar year of 1798, he recorded 677 overnight stays in his home. He wrote a letter to his mother once and told her it was like a well-resorted tavern. Now, some of his guests are going to be coming by coach, so they're going to have a coachman. They may have a valet or a lady's maid, and George Washington had a building dedicated purely for visiting service. Quite unusual. When we walk through the former hall, check out the furniture, kind of check out how it's set up and how it's painted. And let's compare that to what we see inside the Washington Zone. He did die as one of the wealthiest Americans. He owned 8,000 acres here at Mount Vernon, and at the time of his death, he owned 50,000 acres in what are now 6 different states. So check out the furniture. The average person's home during George Washington's time in Virginia, their whole house, is going to fit into this one.
Is this artwork original?
40% of the artwork and furniture in the house is original. Marble mantelpiece is original. Vases on top. Oil paintings of the river scenes. To the best of our knowledge today, you are seeing the colors over here, the Erie Valley. Take your time.
Looks like this room is being restored.
And the key to the Bastille in the original case. That's it.
I love all the bright colors that they use in the house.
Layers of paint and put it under microscopes and testing it out. The larder's on the far end of the room, and the scullery is the doorway closer to the base.
The tour was excellent. This thing keeps slipping down. So the tour was excellent, but I'm going to now go over to the gardens and see those. Got a little map here. My mask will not stay up properly, and we're gonna just kind of keep seeing the rest of the place. It is beautiful here, and I've learned some interesting things that I certainly didn't know. First off, everything here that looks like stone is not. It's actually wood that has been carved to look like stone, then painted and had sand put on it, so it even had the texture of stone. But it's not actually stone, it's wood. And that's how it was originally done at this particular estate, so that's kind of cool. These are the vegetable gardens, still functioning. On the tour, they told us that they occasionally will use them in some things at the restaurant, but not much. So I'm not really sure what they use the vegetables for from this garden, but there's lots of herbs, different vegetables. It would appear that most of it is out of season. There's not a whole lot of fruit, but a little bit around here. Either way, gorgeous garden, a couple acres of food available. Okay, I'm away from people for a minute, so got to take the mask off. Got vegetable gardens, sorry, fruit gardens. We just saw the vegetable gardens. So big orchard for fruit. Right now I'm walking my way down to George Washington tombs, plural, there's an old tomb and then the tomb, so I'm gonna guess maybe he got moved. We will find out shortly. There's also a monument to the slave workers that were here, as I'm sure isn't a surprise to most people if you know anything about American history. That's kind of how all the plantations and stuff were operated, was, you know, enslaved peoples. And yeah, it's unfortunate that we had to build our nation on the backs of others, but you know, we can make changes now. So lots of history to be had here. Overall good day. Ooh, here comes the tomb. The gardens are all set up in a English fashion. Apparently Washington had never gone to England, but still created this area based on it. Now that is quite the carriage. Look at that thing. The vegetable garden wall reminds me of that movie, probably The Garden or something, in the early 90s. Okay, so tour done, went through all the gardens and saw the tombs. I'm half surprised that there's not like a guard at the tomb. There is a person there giving out information though. It's literally the interment for the guy that was the most famous person in the world at one point, the first president of the United States. And it's pretty cool. You can get, I mean, within a few feet of it, it's just a little gate. See the internment for both him and Martha Washington. Right now, I'm gonna go get lunch at the inn right at the bottom of the hill here. And then we should be able to take the little tram over to the distillery and go see what they have there. Also, something about wild hogs. And of course, you have to exit through the gift shop. So let's take a look. Slight change plans. It turns out as you exit the place, there is a museum here, but also this. Normally I would take a lot more time in a museum and read all the stuff in there. That was actually really good. Definitely gonna have to come back at some point. Take a bit more time. Gosh, this match won't stay up. A bit more time in the museum. But I do have a time hack to make. So time for lunch and then the whiskey. Okay, we are now at the distillery and grist mill. Fun thing, there's not nearly as many people here. I mean, yeah, the parking lot's smaller, but still, there's, from what I've heard, this is a really cool thing to see, and there's just not that many people. So we should be able to get in here pretty easily. Plus, I have a ticket for 3 o'clock, which is in 35 minutes, for the guided tour. So I guess we'll have time to look around first. Well, that was quite fun. Now we are going to go get some fuel.
Turn left and then turn left.
Listen to the navigation and then go to the distillery. Go take a tour of that. Quite possibly the coolest benches here. They're milling stones. Check that out. Well, that was so cool. You know, we had little steel burr mills for grinding the crickets. So obviously this was a wee bit larger setup and corn instead of crickets, but same basic concept. Here's where that water comes out at, flows right down there. And then they actually use that flour in the distillery, or the grains rather, in the distillery. And that is where we are going to go next, right down this way. Here's the waterway that supplies the water for the grist mill to help make the whiskey. They do have a shuttle service that runs between Mount Vernon. 2 spots there actually in here. Let's take our time and read some signs. Look around. That was an amazing thing. I wish I could have just recorded the whole interview for y'all to see, but I didn't. Instead, I actually enjoyed it. So, interesting little notes though. Let's get past this generator.
1796, Washington's in Philadelphia, serving out the last few months of his second and final.
You can see back here the building that they do the milling at, and then right here is where they do the distilling. So if you take a bottle of this whiskey, put it up here by the entrance, you are within 75 yards of everywhere that whiskey has ever been until you buy it and it leaves. That's pretty amazing. The only thing that they don't do here, this crew, is put on the labels and the shrink wrap, because that's done in the gift shop, which is where we're heading next. On our way to the gift shop, let's talk about something else. So George Washington was an entrepreneur. I actually did not know how many businesses he had going on at any one time. So there was fish, 1.5 million salted and shipped fish every year. The tobacco farm, which was then turned into a wheat plantation. Many other things going on, but the distilling in its second year was more profitable than every single business he had put together. That's amazing. Not only that, but he didn't even want to do it. It was the farm manager that actually put that together. Okay, so we're at the entrance of the gift shop now. So, mask on, and let's get some whiskey. Okay, well, friend, I've got your whiskey, so I think maybe we're even now. It is definitely premium whiskey, so hopefully he'll be in the sharing mood, and maybe we'll do a little tasting or something at some point. Now, I don't really drink hard alcohol anymore, but I'm sure I can make an exception for this in a limited enough quantity. So let's see, I guess it's time to go home. Just started up the vet, and it's cooling off. So now let's see here. Oh, also from the grist mill, got some pancake flour. If you have an opportunity to come and see this, whether you drink or not, doesn't really matter. I highly recommend it. It's a super cool place to go. The whole experience is unique compared to most distilleries or breweries that you would go to, because the people giving you the tours are the ones that are also making the whiskey. They only do 2 runs a year, and they make about 1,100 proof gallons a year, so it is pretty limited, which is probably why the price is so high. And it's really made like right here in small quantities with those barrels. I mean, this stuff is made just like it would have been in the 1700s, which is pretty extraordinary. It's the only place in the entire country that you can actually make it this way, and that they can sell you what is really like the original type of whiskey. Well, it is time to head back for the day. I do have some projects to do here. So, yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about Mount Vernon, what you thought about the Washington Distillery. If you've ever been here, other great places that I should go and visit at some time in the future that you would like to see videos of. Please like, subscribe, and of course, as always, I hope that all of you are having a great day. So until next time, stay safe, drive safe, and be happy. Bye. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to go to dadbod.marketing for all of your free business and marketing advice. Please like, share, and subscribe if you got something out of this video. And don't forget to check out our other videos right here. Of the engine being here, my leftovers are nice and toasty. Rumble, 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 rumble. No.